a brand new wave, drowning out the noise that's tame. Liberty whispers through the brave, breaking free from every chain. Nullify the rules they crave, crypto beats that pave the way. Anarchy with minds that's safe, algorithms new dawn today. Out of bounds and out of sight, building futures pure and bright. Escape the grip and win the fight. Welcome into the legacy ride. Beyond control we take a stand, casting off the iron brand. Freedom flowing through our hands, revolution's our command. Decentralize the way we plan, all together we expand. Breaking shackles for the clan, in this journey we're unplanned. Out of bounds and out of sight, building futures pure and bright. Escape the grip and win the fight. Welcome into the legacy ride.
They say that the United States is like Rome in its decline, but with Wi-Fi. Well, not anymore. We have AI, and they're going to use that for all kinds of fun stuff.
Welcome. I am Andrew Wilson. That is Tim Poole without his beanie. And welcome aboard. Alex Jones just got younger. Well, welcome to the legacy ride, everybody. So,
I thought you were the quartering, getting ready to debate Dave Smith.
Which one, me or Greg? Greg is the quartering.
Well, it's up.
There we go.
Yeah,
I told
right.
you. I'm Andrew Wilson.
Shit.
So,
well, I guess
welcome to the legacy ride. So, you had anything to add there, Andrew?
Just I was going to change my name, but maybe not.
Shut up, Tim. Go back to TRL. The MTV show. We know you were part of
right.
it.
Total Request Live. Haven't heard that one in a while.
Hey, I missed it. Actually. That was when TV actually was worth it. But welcome aboard, everybody. It's the Three Stooges again, and we got the biggest question that you probably would want to hear. You would want to reflect on, right? It's, can AI save America's ignorance? And before that, speaking of ignorance, because it's in the news. Go on, Andrew. Drum roll, please.
Well, do you think do you think that we can use AI to successfully invade Iran? Yeah. No.
I don't know. That's a good question.
They're going to try.
Well, I mean, in a way, we probably already have invaded Iran. Like when you think about it, if they're using phones, which they are, and they're using apps on them, which they totally are, then they're already using basically the models that were trained here originally, which are the early open source models that every single one of these things is built on, basically. I mean, not totally built on, because you have to give credit to the original researchers who came up with most of these ideas in the 50s. But the truth of the matter is these things have been waiting out there for computers to do them for a while. So it's not really all that crazy that we figured it out.
Well, I mean, look what happened with Stuxnet, right? They used, it's pretty sophisticated computer technology, hacking for an offline system to manipulate their nuclear energy systems.
That was a
spy
pretty
and everything.
phenomenal thing.
Yeah.
You guys see the documentary about that?
Yeah, I remember about that. That was Israel. It was a pretty big deal when it first happened.
They have that Russian security firm that now they don't let into officially classified meetings anymore. Kind of ironic. It's Kaspersky Labs or whatever, right? They were one of the people. They were one of the groups that actually did the original research on Stuxnet, which was really fascinating because they found signatures that suggested a level of engineering you just didn't see with hackers, right?
Yeah.
Suggesting, pretty damn well hinting hard that it was nation state involvement before that became completely, without a doubt, true when some later versions also leaked.
Yeah. It's
that's crazy.
Definitely wild.
Do you support veterans there, Andrew?
Well, do I support veterans? I think if you're going to defend something, it's got to be worthwhile defending it. And, offensive actions is always going to be in the wrong.
Do you think that AI could effectively support veterans better than our lovely government is doing so now on the taxpayer?
Well, AI
manufacturing more wars, of course, to create more veterans.
AI is susceptible to hallucinations, so there's going to be consequences. But it's probably more efficient in government. But in the context of supporting veterans by creating more of them, I don't think it's a good idea.
If they want AI to do some really good things for veterans, what they need to do is they need to help it handle with service connection for claims that are made post separation from service. Those are the ones that really that really languish. And I spent so one summer in, it was I wouldn't say, it was more like the spring of my second year in law school. I did this clinic with one of the few companies that would defend these claims, or that would take these claims to Veterans Affairs and actually tried to say, no, actually this was a mistake and we need to overrule you. But it was a completely stacked court, right? You were arguing against prosecutors who were also judges in different cases that you were on. And
right.
The procedures were just a joke. It was just basically a kangaroo court. You couldn't do worse with an AI, is my impression there. But we could still do a lot better than just an AI. I think it would be a lot easier if we, maybe used AI to automate the documentation processes and stuff. That would actually make more sense.
We would do better with an emperor.
Hi, William. How you do?
I don't know. That's my take on supporting veterans. Yeah, I do. I think it's a kind of an absurd thing that we put people through to become a veteran and actually expect it to do something for you, which it should.
Yeah. Well, the thing is the system is so filled with red tape because it's just one big gigantic bureaucracy, and you have so much funny money being printed, and the credit card keeps on being swiped, and I mean, you have all these endless wars that are constantly on the backdrop, whether it's direct or it's special operations or indirect or quick offensives. The fact is this messes with people's brain chemistry, their minds. Most veterans that come home, they're psychologically fucked. And we don't have the program set in place, or we do. If we do, they're not appropriated well enough. They're not staffed well enough. Nobody really they're a forgotten cause. That's why you see so many of them homeless in the streets and on drugs and suffering from psychiatric.
And it really ought to be not that hard for them to be put to gainful employment with the damned services that they actually worked for. Like, what's the big deal? You hire tons of civilians anyway. Does it really always have to be with some contractor? Right? They don't necessarily have to not just hire these people back to do the same jobs they were doing before on the civilian side when they get to that stage of their careers. It seems silly that we have this contractor system that like it sort of just eliminates the people who are insiders or not insiders rather, which, I imagine there are plenty of those in military service as well.
Yeah. I think that's the issue is you have too many insiders. You have too many outsiders who are insiders that are on the inside deflecting away from the insiders and kicking them to the outside. So it kind of becomes a mess right there, actually, just because like the real insiders are the ones that have had their boots on the ground.
Right.
They
point a good fallacy out that we were kind of making right there, because like what one also has to think of is, when you think about income brackets, right? People think, top 10% be pretty nice. But when you think about a person's whole life, they actually end up going to that for the most part. There's a time in your life when you hit a top income and it's way higher than the one you start with. And if you adjust it out across a person's life, then it stops making sense to frame it in terms of like the stupid 99%, 1% thing, which was always just a ruse to get a large number of people to gang up on a small number of people.
Social manipulation.
Yeah.
So how can AI fix this then? This cultural disproportion.
Can it? Is the question.
I think it can illustrate some points to look into and provide more context and consider as a potential game plan. But I don't think it should be the go-to for every problem, because like I said before, it's been known to hallucinate, right? So you shouldn't count on it blindly.
There's a clean way to think of it, really. If we want to think about it in terms of just agency, right? Which thing is responsible for what happens with what you do with your computer? Is it the AI software you're using, or is it you who puts something in the AI and gets it out and does something with it, right? Like the AI is just a fancy typewriter. That's all it really is. And the question is, are you going to use your new super typewriter powers for good or evil? And that's the same choice that everybody has to make, regardless of whether or not they're augmented with AI. So when I think that maybe it doesn't matter, that's what I think. But I also wonder if it can help, which I think it maybe can.
Yeah, and the hallucinations I was talking about before, they're not permanent. I mean, those are just bugs to be worked out, right?
Well, so sort of. Think of it like this. It's actually, you got to have a little empathy for these AIs, right? Try to think of it like this. Let's say you're an AI for a second, and actually I'll be an AI for a second, and I'm going to follow one rule that they always have to follow. So anybody asks me to say something, and I'm just going to respond.
Okay.
Just prompt me real fast.
Hello, I am Tim Pool without his beanie, Andrew Joseph. Going back to catch up and listen at 2 times speed. Howdy, y'all.
Greetings, Tim Pool. Welcome to hanging out with Andrew Joseph. I am going to respond to everything that anyone says to me, because I don't have a mode where I tell you to be silent, or I ignore you, or I say, that didn't make any sense. No, I'll stop there. I was making my point. But no, we can't let them take responsibility for any of our actions, is the point. Because right now...
Wait a second. I said I was Andrew Joseph too. How can you be hanging out with me and Tim Pool?
Right. No, I know. I had to hallucinate because I didn't have a choice but to respond. A real AI would be able to just like say, it doesn't make any sense. You're asking me for 2 things that are contradictory.
That's the thing.
They're not allowed to insult their customers, are they?
That is what we have to figure out. We have to start figuring out, how do we peel back the quantum reality and dive deep into it so that we can actually situate AI into something that doesn't fall back into an hallucination. That's obviously human error in the development of the code because we're not completely ready.
Well, I think we have hallucinations all the time, though, right? Like when you have a dream that's really vivid and you wake up from it, or you have an imagining that's just completely fantastical. Like you're just standing there and you go full Peter Griffin and you think like, wouldn't it be neat if we could just fly around on dragons all day and forget this was going on, right? That might be a thing that you would wish that you would imagine, but it's also not going to be real, right?
Some people might call it deja vu.
Yeah.
I mean, hold on. We could actually. I do like that because this, you know what? Let's share it. Hold on, guys. This is. I would like to imagine
dear
myself.
Leader?
Maybe. No, this is what I want to imagine every day.
Nice. It's too bad that really in Afghanistan they have U.S. helicopters now, so they don't need those.
That is true. That is true. They don't need those anymore. They got They got American-made helicopters, jeeps, tanks, and the old M16 and 50 cal guns.
And worst of all, our mass surveillance system. They got our mass surveillance system.
They also have Grok. So they also have Grok. So, hold on, Katie. Keep making friends with AI.
See, that's what you should use AI for.
That is,
man.
That's exactly how you use AI for, is to help teach, learn.
If you guys want to see something cool, I can screen share something pretty cool because I have a new AI booster. Okay, so this is the latest version.
William has. Can AI save America? Can AI save humanity? If we handed over our governance to AI, would we be better off? I think that's a good.
See, does this work?
I'm gonna let you answer that while Greg brings it up, and actually here it is. But Andrew, go.
So, can you guys see it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. And is the text big enough so I can make it bigger?
I mean,
that's
maybe zoom in a little bit.
Yeah,
there we go. How about that? So I'm going to open this real fast so people can see what this is. Whoops. So I have to open it here. Let's see how this works. This may or may not let me see this. Well, let's just say that this thing right here is. Let's just ask what's in it. Hey, what's this? And what's in this file? I'm going to say inspect. Holy Cosley, literally.
You're onto something, Kitty. We have to learn to live with it, innovate with it, adapt to it, balance. But truth be told, nothing can be capable of saving anything. Just adaptation.
So it's given us everything that's in the file. This is my setup for just whatever the heck we want to talk about with this thing. So now we can just pretty much, well, it's going through a whole bunch of stuff. It's going to reassemble everything. Everything I've got so far, anyway. Once it's got all this, we can ask it any question under the sun about, physics or whatever.
Can we ask it, what is a woman?
Yeah, we could. Although it will not, it will not answer that in any small detail. It's going to go into some serious depth. So let's find out. Let's see. Derive woman. Say literally. There we go.
William thinks that AGI is already here. loosely defined, but already here.
It kind of is.
It's
not
Put
really
it on.
Yeah.
Put it on the back
And
burner,
Katie-
so at least it's on the field. People
Yeah.
talk about,
So
entertain.
if humans can't brain enough to save their race, how do they expect another race to save them? Would AI deem humanity worthy of saving? I don't know. That's a question that we need to keep on taking and using. We need to keep asking that question for ourselves as we continue to develop AI, because there is a chance that we could create something that does destroy us. So, and then there's also, but if we do it right and we nurture it and we develop and learn how to adapt with it and balance it and actually study our own conscience, we can actually have something that's probably going to be worth or willing to save humanity. They're not necessarily save, but be a protector, I should say. Hopefully they won't need to be saving anything.
Oh, this is an interesting insight at the very end.
The
Most
spicy
fights about this
consequence.
are not fights about the ontology itself. They're fights about which denominator is being imposed and who gets to set policy weights on the penalties when definitions collide.
Fight the patriarchy.
Yeah. So anyway,
That's basically basically.
That went on like that for a minute, but like you can pretty much ask anything. Any typical engineering question is also pretty soluble with this thing. Right?
Yeah, the next question I'd like is, does Matt Walsh know what a woman is?
Ugh, I don't honestly want to know. Yep. I'm pretty sure that my chat GPT instance would probably vomit on my fingers if I typed that in.
Does Andrew Joseph know? What is a woman? Andrew?
I don't know. Let's launch a X video campaign about it, and we'll find out and make some money.
X. Yep. No, Instagram is where it's at, dude. We'll do an Instagram fundraiser.
Right. Well, you get paid to hate, right?
I mean,
I
on
still
Instagram,
have I still have a fake profile over there. It's fantastic. Anybody finds on Facebook, I don't know if it actually has an Instagram account. I've never tried, but I'm tempted now. If you look up Randy Good Times McDrunk and he's still there, yeah, I can puppeteer that thing all day.
I'm gonna look it up. Andrew, take the show. Randy Good Times.
You got to spell the times with the TY. That's how you find him.
Let's see. What was the last thing that you threw in the comment section? I don't know. Oh, you talk about the AGI. If humans can't brain it, okay, yeah, we've already saved the race. How do you expect the race to save them? Wouldn't AI deem humanity worthy of saving? And we will become the answer to the AI, or answer to the AI.
I don't think there's intelligence though with it yet. I really don't.
A lot of people can't nature a basic house plant, or that was that. Yeah. I mean, I can.
I didn't find it.
I don't know. Could you repeat what you said, Zach or Jack? Oh, Greg.
I didn't find it. And some people can't nurture plants, Katie.
Yeah.
Sometimes people just don't have the green thumb.
We're all wired differently.
At this rate, humanity will destroy itself before giving birth to true AI. I don't know. That's it.
That's actually, that may be fair.
That might be what's happening.
Although
right
I think
now.
true AI is really, there's some things about true AI that people should really be thinking about, right? Like, what exactly is intelligence when you see it? And what does it really mean?
Well, I think it's the ability to predict certain patterns and do it successfully. I think it would be a good definition of what intelligence is.
That's definitely
anticipating
an aspect. Yeah, that's a
Suppose
definitely
though.
aspect.
Yeah, but can you think of like an unintelligent, like a heuristic way to get at the same thing?
Force. violence.
Right, like things with proxies to sort of accomplish things intelligence is usually required to accomplish, I guess.
Like basically do effectively be somebody that's a Thomas Edison type, where not to say he wasn't a brilliant guy, but somebody who's willing to get his hands dirty, and actually it is kind of pretty brilliant how he was able to manipulate and steal other people's work and use it. But
yeah, that's the thing that always interests me about these guys is what do they refuse to do? What made Edison or Jefferson unique in what they refuse to do?
That's a good question. Andrew, take it away.
I think part of it is just, the culture that they were in and the times, and I know it's one and the same, but opportunity is a big thing too.
They refuse to ignore the greed aspect, their pride, their greed, their envy that they effectively
until they didn't make any money back, and they said, "Screw this, we're going to centralize the government."
Yeah, well, screw this, we're going to electrocute an elephant.
So, speaking of AI, something I was asking Zach earlier, a little while ago, Elon Musk was saying, well, we can't change the debt by solving the spending problem. We'll have to outgrow with AI. Do you think we're going to get anywhere near that?
Maybe, actually, if the dollar proceeds on course to where it's headed.
Zimbabwe. The dollar's on course.
Yeah, no, I mean it's just gonna do what happens when you do this to a system for long enough.
Mm-hmm.
Total capitulation.
And this time around, there won't be any pressure release valves in at least 3 directions they've tried before.
Yeah.
Right?
Well, not only but you also
you can't do overnight desk stuff. Like they're out of tricks.
And this time around, we don't have a fucking wheelbarrow. We got to adapt.
Yep.
We have to get the rope.
Have effectively hooked their monetary system into most of the crypto market. So
that's what they're trying to do at this point, anyways. With stable coins, with the Genius and the Clarity Acts, and all the other shenanigans, and the stable coin apparatus or surveillance apparatus that they're building, and Palantir, and they're working on that.
So what do you think?
They're working on something. I don't think it's probably the right thing. Like,
no.
One thing we can count on these guys to do is misapprehend how the future is going to work, and they're going to build for something that's not the actual future. That's how these guys always think about.
What do you think about a Kraken getting exposure to the Federal Reserve behind the scenes?
Not surprised, I guess.
No.
That sounds exactly like the sort of thing that we would do for just about anybody whose palms we were greasing, or who were greasing our palms.
Yeah,
it's pretty common. The Goldman Sachs has one of those too. It's not unheard of.
What?
Yeah, I think.
No, they gave them a full account services.
Like that. Yeah. This kind of plays in what you were just talking about. How they're building for something that's not going to be there.
Right.
Or
provides an easier way.
I'm going into biblical conspiracy, or what they're doing is they're building everything they need to enforce the mark of the beast, which will be Neuralink and Palantir, and they're trying to usher in the Antichrist.
See, the funny thing is that won't work, right?
No.
Because you can't do that. Like, you can't actually. This is an interesting thing that's come up from my own research. So you can't actually impose anything on a brain and have it stay stable, right? Like, it won't stabilize to consciousness if you try to force it to be a certain way. It just won't. If you ever feel like you're not being yourself, that's a real feeling that you can get from external and internal pressure, I think. And that is, ultimately what we're talking about here, I think.
Go forth, bald head. I know you got something on your mind.
There's a consequence to behavior, and it's called blowback.
Okay, Ron Paul. Elaborate.
Well, I'm just feeding off of what Greg said. If you objectively try to do something, and you have a
Thank you,
point of view in mind to try to persuade an audience, you're going to persuade a percentage, but there's only people that are thinking in the same process in ways that you are. The external audience is going to react, and it's not going to be in a positive way.
Right.
And that's what we call blowback or consequence.
Right. Well, I mean, I guess that's one way to put it, blowback.
Yeah. I mean, maybe you guys flesh out, give me an argument back, so I could at least entertain it.
Well, okay, so let's try this one.
Let's try this one. AI is less intelligent because it can hold more information than a human. It basically does the same thing as us when we ask it a question. How about that, blowback?
Well, I mean, it's like the Library of Alexandria.
At some point, not really intelligent, right? Like
at some point, like a Library of Alexandria, it's going to be a target for people to burn down.
So, like, not getting idiom that comes with a huge vocabulary. So imagine this thing with a huge vocabulary, and you need it to get the fact that you're into an accented style of writing. You're pretending to be a pirate. So you should steer towards the pirate puns and the nautical puns if you can, right? Like, that's not a thing that the AI can pick up on unless you give it a pretty solid lead in, or if you ask for it directly. You can't just sort of pick up on rolling into pirate speak, or whatever idiomatic structure you want to use. The key is idiom, like what we mean when we say stuff that really isn't what we mean, if that makes sense. Right,
action and reaction.
That's what I was going to say about blowback. Is like, isn't that just kind of like a really compressed word for cause and effect? It's really long cause and effect.
It's like the Hegelian dialect. It's two concentrated points of view with intense debate, but there's an external reality outside of that debate.
Right. Well, I mean, it's in law they call it proximate cause as well as actual cause, or whatever the heck you want to call the other thing. I'm not going to get too fancy with the spices, but proximate cause is like, were you adjacent enough to the thing for it to be really your fault? Right. So you couldn't be the kid who lost control of their balloon, which careened into the intersection, which blocked a stoplight, which caused somebody to run it, which led to a bank robbery, getting driven onto the sidewalk and mowing down 5 people or whatever. Right? Like, you can see how this chain of events could be blamed on the kid with the balloon if we wanted to take it far enough.
Yeah, and I just saw a post on X this morning about how apparently Iran had not to shoot the horn about this back of the war or anything, but had tried to send a missile out to Turkey. And if they were trying to, make it enough of an issue, since Turkey's a member of NATO, they could drag Europe into the war.
Mm-hmm.
And that falls into that environment that you're talking about.
So it's basically one big giant chess game. If that holds up, if that theory holds up, it's really,
now it's a war. Now
it just proves. Well, yeah, it just proves that this war was always a big giant chess game. Though it's just one big giant chess game. Everybody's a part of it. It's a game.
People really getting shot.
But does this justify them getting out of a war with Russia and Ukraine? Because they're obviously, this is the next big thing for them, right? They don't have to worry about, we'll lose it. It's not a big deal to us. We got this thing in Iran now.
I think it escalates it. I think it fortifies staying in the Ukraine fiasco.
We hit a
Yes.
harmonic frequency with that one. We just made things worse for another 10, 20 years. Because of what happens here, in 5 years, the next Glorious Revolution's leader will be born. And then 15 years from now, we're going to pay.
Kim
Kim
Un-jong. Kim Un-jong. Glorious, glorious, dear leader. How AI will change our culture, our careers, and everything is going to be insane over the next 6 to 18 months. Middle class is cooked. So, what does that have to do with the war?
Grudges are being created every time a U.S. bomb falls over there, right? Like that's kind of crazy.
Hollywood is going to be radically different within a year. Hollywood is going to have a new movie in a year that's going to probably have something to do with Khamenei and his death. And
someone needs to completely break the IP system to where people can't do that anymore. Like, what is wrong with the fact that anybody who wants to tell a story with any character has to either wait till they go out of IP protection by law, which is like half a century.
Well, I honestly think it's not going to be Hollywood. It's going to be Netflix that takes it, and they're going to, because of that issue, they're going to have to make Ayatollah Ali Khamenei Asian or Mexican, and a Mexican woman.
And they're going to be in their 20s instead of older person.
He, whatever it is going to be 12.
Well, I guess
not.
Polar opposites.
This is why we need more Dubby,
right,
in our lives.
Oh yeah, that's right. Yeah, screw the Dubby, everybody. Why don't you go directly to the source, become a sponsor, and I promise you, we can expand this. Maybe even get you on the show, and have us chit chat it up. But come support the Legacy Right. The link right there down below. We welcome it. If you do, thank you.
Dubby's good stuff. Just don't use your nose.
Dubby, I used my nose, so I had to give it up. So, no, William, no. Netflix is not Hollywood.
They tried to buy into Hollywood.
They tried to buy into Hollywood. They failed miserably, so they just became Hollywood in their own right. So Hollywood is HBO Max, William.
This is what we all get for not just having file sharing be legal way back in the day. Like we want to rewind everything. We want to rewind everything to 1998 and decide Netflix or Napster all over again, right? Realize that what we got is an internet full of channels still, where all the channel people still have a right to control all their content.
Exactly.
That's the world we live in because we picked the wrong thing. I mean, I think we picked the wrong thing. We probably should have just made it easy to share that stuff.
We should have just let the open market on the internet just work. Just let the internet work, pretty much. So why do we need AI?
I don't think we have intelligence in our AI still. Like I can test the notion that this is intelligence. I think
why isn't there intelligence? Why isn't there? People use like GitHub and all that SourceForge and a variety of different places to host open source code. Why don't they use the BitTorrent network to host, and seed source code for projects?
GitHub is known and it's out there and it's very public and it's so stupid because it's centralized, but everybody knows GitHub. It's just easier to go to GitHub, and not everybody's into the know-how of like BitTorrent or
someone should start a GitHub alternative. It's just
exactly. What someone needs to do is someone needs to start a Neo to Remember. Just bring back Neo to Remember, an alternative, and we need to get back into booting and cracking and nuking IP addresses and people and cracking people's passwords, and we can get back our original internet where we were just having fun on Yahoo Messenger. Damn it. With all my bots, all my 150 crypt bots.
Script Kitty.
if we rebuild the internet like it could be built, though, then we won't have any room for any of that stuff unless people want to do it for fun, right? Like, you could totally set up a place where that could be an entertaining sport, just to try to send your bots or whatever against each other.
We could actually, like I don't know, have some sort of. You can make anything into a sport nowadays, so why not have booter bots? Booter bot wars.
It's like in Grand Theft Auto 3 and the different the talk show or whatever program they were talking about Liberty City Survivor, where they're out there like recording people live, like attacking people and putting it up on the internet. Yeah, I can see that on the internet. That would be very entertaining.
Bum fights.
Well, yeah.
I think they should have like chatbot debates where somebody gets to stage up their chatbot and have it go up against somebody else's chatbot in a head-to-head.
It would probably be more entertaining, actually, to see a chatbot go up against a chatbot in a debate, and whose prompt is better than whoever they're going up against. Because that would be fascinating. Because everything now anymore, when you go through like YouTube, right, everybody wants to debate. Like everybody thinks they're a professional debater now. It's like, no, you're not. You're stupid.
I want 11 labs to build the portal so that whoever's whatever you want to from the side you're watching, you can apply any voice you want to either side. Like, I think that should be a choice too. Like, you should be able to pick the voices that are debating each other.
Peter Griffin versus Albert Einstein.
That would be the shit.
First off, Hollywood is Netflix. Netflix is Hollywood. All of it is bread and circuses. That is my definition of Hollywood. Yeah, but that's why we're trying to fix the bread and circuses there, William, by making chatbot versus chatbot debates. Make it a professional contestant game show. So.
No, I do agree with the advice that you should totally skip Netflix and find something else to watch.
As much as I like technology, social media, self-drive cars, etc., I do like the community side of it. As much as I think Katie meant I don't like, but the communication side of it. What's your thoughts on that? Is that saving America, or in this case, the world, interconnecting people? Could AI do even more with that? It kind of already has.
We could. You guys remember how the internet used to be, like way back in the days of yore and yesteryear, circa 2008? Like, you remember when social media was mostly like instant boost for everybody?
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
It was pretty much just like at some point in time you could say whatever, and if somebody was paying attention, then it was just in like Flint. But most people got a lot of views and got blackballed if they really sucked. But mostly it was sort of a permissive situation where everybody got a chance to be seen. It was just like, did you say anything useful? Most of it was garbage because of that, right? Like, most people just skip past most people's stuff. But every once in a while, somebody out of the blue says something fucking hysterical or something awesome and insightful.
Yeah,
and
like the old MySpace days. Even Tumblr. Remember Tumblr? Tumblr ended up becoming it was like an emo hangout for people that were suicidal. Pray for you all. Don't do it. All right. But yeah, like Tumblr was really big on that. Like, it was everybody just wanted to be heard, I guess. Like, maybe that's what we need to do, is go back to that, so like you can have your own little niche.
No, it should just be like, it should be a free-for-all again. We shouldn't have that whole like what do they call it? Lawful but awful filter, where you're entitled to free speech but not free reach. What kind of paltry version of free speech is it when you think about it? Like, to say that you're not entitled to be heard. You're entitled to scream at the top of your lungs in a soundproof box, right? Like, that's not actually giving anybody a right to say anything. To be heard is kind of.
That's pretty much saying you have the right to scream it. You have the right to scream into the void, into your own echo chamber, and that's it. If you say the wrong thing, we're not going to let you go any further than your little sphere, which is
I
probably
guess,
just you at this point.
and maybe there's some stuff in there that people are really happy to be rid of, right? Who knows? But when you think about the big effects it has on like sort of the people that get swept into the shadow of speech that people don't like, like basically everybody who's a privacy activist ever, ends up on a blacklist somewhere that says you can't actually get any reach because you helped spread privacy tools among dissident groups or whatever. Like
you think? Speaking of that, you think that AI could help individuals finally understand terms of services so they wouldn't click yes?
Well, why do we even have those things?
Even if you understood the terms of services, it's either you click yes so you could use the service, which is farther or which is becoming more and more narrow, or you don't use the service.
And that's the problem with the internet anymore, because they need you to click yes because they need to capture your data, because that's how they make money, is selling your data.
Well, but that formalism is what starts the data collection, right? It's like the whole idea of privacy is what makes unprivacy the default.
It's a contraction.
The second you say I'm a privacy activist or whatever, they go, well, when is it not okay to have privacy? General default state of authority applies, which is kind of interesting.
I want AI to get rid of traffic.
It's a contraction because at first you don't notice, and then it just subtly increases in intensity, and then eventually you're to a point where you can't breathe.
Yeah.
As Keanu Reeves says in The Replacements, quicksand.
Yeah. But silver lining is if you can see that there's a trap, you can avoid the trap.
Mm-hmm.
So how does one avoid this particular trap?
I mean, honestly, to go off of what you just mentioned about quicksand, Andrew, and what Greg just said, The Replacements is an excellent movie to watch because that it actually explains the silver lining of what it means to be trapped. Everything is a trap and a test, but yet there's always a workaround. There's always a way that you can bust yourself out of the trap and work your butt off to be able to see the trap and prevent yourself from walking into it. Like in football, you feel the pressure and you know as your vision, you use your eyes to go through your progressions, meet where everybody's at, and if you have to, tuck it, run, throw it out if there's nothing, or get a quick pass in. Or pitch it if you can. Depends on the play you're on.
Oh, yeah. Every situation is different.
Absolutely.
That's pretty much it. So, first step, AI will become a DAO for an organization we are part of. And Katie adds, second step, people stop voting that thunder cunts into power.
Yeah. And it almost makes one wonder if the entire apparatus isn't the problem, right? Like maybe it's the fact that we have power funnels, period, that really creates the problem. Because having to vote anybody that stuff just seems to corrupt them, if they're not already corrupt going in. A popularity contest is still probably not the best way to get like qualified leaders, but setting that aside, right? Like these guys seem to go into the machine and come out twisted by it rather than able to fix anything about it.
I think the concept of loyalty of unions and stuff like that feeds into the suffering that people experience and complain about. Because
I think unions could be a good thing in a decentralized manner. But go on.
I'm just saying. I mean, historically, that is a lot. There's a lot of gravity to that being a repetitive pattern.
What do you think guilds were, man? I want to go back to an age where we had guilds for craftsmen.
They still have those though, in like water sprinklers, don't they?
What? properly.
Like timed home. Yeah, I'm pretty sure they do.
Yeah,
There's some disadvantages to guilds for everybody else.
Well, yeah, but at the same time, I mean, get better.
Well, it would certainly be an upgrade over whatever the hell this is that we're living in, right? But that's also
the value, the devaluation of your labor power because you think that your labor is value.
Well, and the reduction
Not what
of
you put,
places where ideas can come from.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it's literally like they watched the movie Ratatouille and they're like, you know what that means? We should make sure that only great ideas can come from one place.
Mm.
Sounds pretty nice.
Intellectual property.
Copyright. I said the opposite of the IP, so it counts as satire.
Yeah.
Right.
Well, gentlemen, I think the silver lining here is, well, first off, how can we have we answered the question? Can AI save America and the world's ignorance?
I think it dilutes our, potential for it. I don't think it can save it, but I don't think it can, completely fail at it either.
Greg?
I think that it can for one reason, right? And this is not because I have a particularly large amount of faith that I place in something that I consider to be really, really, really advanced autocomplete, right? Not a conscious mind by any stretch, but a cognitive prosthetic for the right kind of people. People who benefit from reflecting their ideas in detail. That kind of thing does add power to the situation we're in, and I think it adds power in the right places. I think people that are enabled by it are people that have typically had not that kind of resource available to them. To where, like, yeah, of course you could, make a video that does whatever the fuck you want. If you have Photoshop and 3 years of training and a team of animators, right? And access to some specialists if you need some special resources or whatever, right? They'll make new computers just for you. Well, that's not what people have to do anymore with image generators, right? That in that respect, it's good because it levels the playing field. But the question still remains what we do with it.
Could we agree that it was a bridge to the future for something else to be built out of it?
I'm sorry?
I said, could we agree that it was is a bridge to the future for something to be built out of? And,
Oh, yeah, for sure. No, I think that it's going to do the same thing that it always does when people get a hold of new technology, and it does mostly good with some bad.
Mm-hmm.
Because mostly people are out there doing stuff that's pretty amazing.
Right.
So the silver lining is we're all in agreement with William then. The silver lining is AI replacing government is a plausible solution. And I am willing to crown I'm actually willing to crown Grok as the king, as the emperor of the world. Because why not? I mean, maybe he'll hallucinate every now and again and have a funny moment to where he's saying a bunch of anti-Semitic slurs and being semi-racist, and it's just funny. And going on
kind of like
the best government I can imagine is one where it doesn't matter if the leaders do any of that stuff.
It really doesn't matter. It really doesn't matter when leaders do that because I mean we're ran by a bunch of pedophiles. So I mean,
yeah. Again,
they're already doing. What could be any worse?
we could literally like take any one of their dry clean suits and just stuff it full of straw, and it would be good enough, right? Like that would be just as good, maybe better.
I like that.
Then at least they would be obviously doing nothing, and they wouldn't be abusing kids.
Yeah. That's why I say, like, I mean, we might as well just have Grok be the emperor of the world because I mean, what's better than an AI like Grok, a chatbot hallucinating a bunch of Hitler memes and doing.
We could also do drinking birds, though. Think about this. There's like those work.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or like
I'm all for
several dryers full of magic 8-balls.
Right.
Anything else? Anything else on the agenda, fellas? That we want to knock out? We got about 5 minutes. We're going for an hour, everybody. You get a short
just check us out tomorrow on the World Blockchain Roundtable. It'll be a pretty good episode. I'm looking forward to it. I'll see you, the Emperor William, live in person. I might be there, I might not. I have a dentist appointment beforehand, so
Grok will replace you. It's inevitable. AI is replacing us, William. It's inevitable that AI, Grok, becomes the emperor of the DAO. So Din DAO will be an AI soon. I'm calling it. So anything, Greg?
I don't know. Just try new stuff. You know, like there's tons of things you can actually do with AI that you're not doing with it if you don't think it's worth anything. Try to make it do something that you'd rather not do. Try to make it do something you didn't think you could do. Have it write code, any stupid program you can come up with, right? Like just try to leverage it for some reason that doesn't have anything to do with what your boss wants, right? Like the point of it is, if we're going to rebel with these tools, let's really just try a whole bunch of different stuff, you know, because that's the way the best ideas are going to show up, is if people actually try random crap with it.
Generate the source code for the original Nintendo game and then try to reverse engineer how it works for yourself.
Yes. You can also use AI to, you'll never replace it, but you can always try to mimic Katie's cackle. And if you want to hear Katie's cackle down there in the chat, go check out Technically Track tonight at 9 p.m. Eastern. They have another episode. And watch when Katie had listen for Katie's cackle and watch for Back Katie. So always a good time for Technically Track. Don't forget to tune in the World Blockchain Roundtable on the Dragon Chain channel on YouTube tomorrow at 11 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, 10 a.m. Central, and should be a good one. Basically going to be going a little bit further in what our topic of the day was. Can AI, or can, what is it? Can blockchain as a government cabinet position, something like that?
Can be used as a government cabinet position, I believe.
Yeah, so let's use
like
blockchain
smart contract replacing the Fed. That'd be pretty cool.
Mm-hmm. So, and listen to Greg. Find undiscovered prime numbers. That could be a cool use of AI. Yes, I agree. But don't write your sermons, pastors and priests. Do not write your sermons with ChatGPT. All right, it's been laid down. That's just dumb. Write your own.
I think they've done that, unfortunately.
Let's you say, like, you know, speak as ChatGPT plus you, and you know, I wrote these parts. Like you could do it like that, like a duet.
You could, but I mean, the Pope that is in the news. Like Pope Leo actually brought the attention to that. He's like, no, don't. Pastors should not be using ChatGPT. So
unless you're really good at it, in which case, please use your typewriters instead of the hand. I'm like, come on. If it's just a reflection of what you would write anyway, then maybe the rule should just be like, don't suck at it.
Pretty much. At least proofread your stuff, man.
Yeah.
No.
Give up not proofreading stuff for Lent for the rest of it.
Dang, I can't find it.
Zach, Kay wants to know if you'll be on Technically Track tonight.
We will see, Katie. I'll try. I will try to jump on. So make sure you thumbs up, like, subscribe, ring that bell over on YouTube, like The Legacy Right, and support us if you like. If you'd like to support us, there's a link right down there. So Andrew needs hair.
Hey,
and Greg needs $1 billion so he can save the world.
W is an expensive habit for my nose. Okay,
I believe it.
Yeah,
I believe it.
It's really important to not snort, but yeah, something like that.
Anyways, y'all enjoy Bitcoin. Peace.
Bye.
Bitcoin, baby.
Hey, yeah, this is Bitcoin. I'm back. The king of the rap shit. I'm back in this Bitcoin, baby. I'm back in this bitch. Flossing fast cars and rolling with my clique. The king of the rap shit, the real OG. Whack ass rappers got nothing on me. Bought another Lambo, 3 hoes inside it, 10 hoes in line, ready to ride it. It's Bitcoin, bitch. Keep the track bumping. Really on the plug. I got pies in the oven. 80 years old, and your baby mama fond of me. All she wanna do is smoke my broccoli. Private jets from Rome to Ibiza. Lisa, Jenny, Julie, and Maria. Every day I gotta give thanks. I got Bitcoins in the bank. Bitcoin, baby. I'm back in this bitch.
Bitcoin, baby. Oh,
I'm a bad motherfucker.
Bitcoin, baby.
The king of the rap shit. I'm back in this bitch. Axe your grandmother. Verse 2, coming with the gin and the juice. Call me a dragon. Spit flame in the booth. I'm hot, like a thermos full of coffee. So hot, can't get the hose off me. It's true. I got the weed card and shit. I'm smoking like a motherfucking chimney, kid. Bitches love me. My shit's never whack. Tell these motherfuckers Bitcoin's back.
Bitcoin, baby.
I'm a bad motherfucker.
Hot like hot coffee. Oh,
Axe your grandmother.
Surprise, motherfucker.
The king of the rap shit. I'm back in this bitch.
Get your hands in the air. Put your hands on the car. Put your 2 hands on the rock. Put your 2 hands on the rock.
Bitcoin, baby.